Let's get going here. We're talking about strengthening resilience and coping skills, and let's just dive in. So first, what we're gonna do is today we're just gonna put a definition to what is resilience. Then we're gonna talk about some benefits of building resilience, and then we're gonna get into the meat of it and talk about just some techniques to strengthen our resilience and coping skills. So, what is resilience? Okay. First thing, it's really just our ability to adapt well to stressful situations, any kind of traumatic events or life altering situations. And then to take it a step further, it's learning to live with any kind of uncertainty amid internal or external stressors. So just really being able to be flexible and adaptable in terms of whatever life is going to throw at us. So the purpose of building resilience is to shape our perspectives so we can resurface as stronger, wiser, and more malleable, adaptable individuals. Um, Resilience is not experiencing zero difficulties or stressors. We know that it's life, right? We have all these things that get thrown at us all the time. So it's not about not experiencing those things, because it's unrealistic to expect that we're not going to have them, but it's about learning to overcome these difficulties that are thrown our way and maybe think about them and change your perspective a little bit. Um, it's resilience is also not a personality trait that was inherited at birth. Everybody can have a different degree of resilience, and that's all based off of our personal experiences and the things that we have seen throughout our life. But it is a skill that is developed and learned over time. It's also something that we can always improve on. We can always get a little bit better with this, and we can always just learn from the different things that we've experienced and bounce back a little quicker if it comes back at us next time. Okay, so let's talk about some benefits of why building resilience might be helpful for us. Okay, one is improved mental health. By the way, May is Mental Health Awareness Month, so that's what highlighted this topic for today. But it can improve our mental health, and just building resilience can enhance our ability to cope with stress, adversity, any trauma, and that just helps reduce our risk of developing any serious mental health issues or any other thing too, like anxiety, depression, or PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, things like that. It can help enhance our emotional well-being. So resilient individuals tend to experience a greater emotional stability, optimism, and self-confidence, and they're just better equipped to manage their emotions and bounce back from setbacks with resilience and positivity. So it just helps with that overall well-being. Being resilient also helps us be more adaptable. It helps us be able to effectively cope with change or any kind of uncertainty, whether that's in your personal life, your career, or your relationships. It just helps you become more flexible and open to new experiences and challenges. It can also help strengthen relationships. So resilient, I'm going to get tongue tied on the resilient word here. Sorry about that, you guys. Resilient individuals tend to have healthier and more supportive relationships, and they're better able to communicate effectively, resolve conflicts constructively, and provide support to others during times of need. So not only does it help yourself, but it also helps other people as well. It helps us with our problem solving skills. So it helps develop effective problem solving and decision making skills. And we're better equipped to identify solutions, set realistic goals, and take proactive steps to overcome any obstacles that we might face. It can actually also improve our physical health. So it's been linked to lower rates of chronic illness, faster recovery from illness or injury, and a longer lifespan, which is great. So resilient individuals are more likely to engage in health promoting behaviors like exercise, proper nutrition, and regular medical checkups as well. Two more here. It can help increase our productivity and success. We're better equipped to handle the demands of work or school or other responsibilities that might get thrown our way. And it makes us feel a little bit more motivated, focused, and persistent for pursuing our goals, just leading to greater productivity and success in various domains of our lives. And then finally, last but not least, with all of this health and wellness information that we try to promote, it just enhances our quality of life And overall, it can lead to that higher quality of life by helping you just navigate life's challenges more effectively, help us maintain a positive outlook, and cultivate a sense of purpose and fulfillment. So we're gonna end this part with a quote from Coach Callie. Think of resilience as a seed. The more you nurture it and care for it, the more it will thrive and grow. And only you yourself can support its growth with the proper tools and resources. So, talking about proper tools and resources, let's talk about some different techniques that we can use to strengthen our resilience and coping skills. So we got a whole list of different things that we can go through here, and we'll go and break down each one by one. But there's a variety of things that we can do, and like I said, we can be purposeful, and that's what these techniques are, is for us to be purposeful in building and strengthening those skills. But then it's also things that we've gone through in our life as well that help build and give us some perspective and some ideas about how we can move forward and make it better next time. Okay, so let's go through this first one. Discover a sense of purpose and meaning. So truly kind of just think about what resonates with you on a deeper level, and identifying your personal values, strengths, and goals can help you increase your appreciation for life, improving your ability to bounce back from any challenges. So when we talk about values, those are your deeply held beliefs and principles that guide your attitude, your behaviors, and your decision-making processes. They kind of serve as a framework for helping you understand what is important and meaningful to you as a person. So I highly encourage you to take some time to reflect and identify what your values are in life and what makes you tick, what's important for you. And so some examples could be like integrity, honesty, compassion, or independence. There's a whole long list. You could just like look it up on a search engine and find what different types of values are, and just kind of reflect on what resonates most with you. Our strengths, and we talk about strengths a lot, especially in workplaces too, but just to put a definition to it, they're our own positive oh my gosh, I'm going to start that over. They are our own positive attributes, qualities, and abilities that people possess and can leverage in to achieve your personal goals, overcome challenges, and just thrive in various aspects of life. So some strengths could be like creativity, leadership, empathy, persistence. There's a whole bunch of other things, relatability, all the different things that you can do. And then finally, goals. They're just those specific objectives or targets that we're setting for ourselves to achieve within a certain time frame. And that just helps us stay motivated. So when you're trying to make some kind of change or you're trying to grow and develop any kind of new skill, having a goal can help with the motivation to succeed with your personal improvements. So to kind of follow up on that, finding that meaning or purpose in your experiences and use them as sources of motivation and resilience, and kind of putting that, and then using these things, these three pillars of what we want to talk about right now with values, strengths, and goals, using those in any kind of challenge that you're facing can help you get through that as well. All right, let's talk about change. Change is hard. Change can be uncomfortable. But being flexible allows us to face these challenges with change head on, and then just be creative with discovering any kind of creative solutions. So how do we embrace change? Because it is tricky, and especially when we're comfortable in one place, we don't want to like rustle that up and cause any other issues. So what can we do to embrace the changes that are going to happen in our life? It's inevitable. It's something that's going to happen. Well, we can focus on what we can control. We just want to make sure that we channel our energy into taking proactive steps and making positive choices that can contribute to your well-being and progress through whatever is being thrown your way. Also, we can break it down. If you're faced with a challenge or faced with a change, try and set realistic expectations for yourself and break down larger goals or tasks into smaller, more manageable steps. Find opportunities in the change. This one's a tricky one sometimes because we don't always view change as a positive thing. But when we're being faced with something big, really trying to focus on the good things that can come from whatever change is going to happen, and keep our mind focused on that, that's going to help us have a better outlook on it and help us get through that a little bit easier. Staying flexible and open-minded is also very helpful. So remain open to new ideas, perspectives, and possibilities. That kind of lends itself to the bullet point above. Just being ready for anything and focusing on the positive piece of it, but then being flexible and kind of expecting that things are going to happen and that we need to be ready for the change and be able to move when we need to. Focus on the present moment. This one's a really good one, but the the concept of embracing change. Oftentimes when we think about change, we're thinking about how this is going to affect us in the future. So we're kind of caught in our thoughts are caught in the, okay, what's going to happen if this happens, or what are we going to do in this situation in the future? We're not really thinking about what's happening right here, right now, in the present moment. So keeping our thoughts on what's happening right here, right now, rather than thinking ahead, is going to help us feel less stress when we're embracing a change, and help us just feel better overall. Finally, we always want to do this, any kind of progress that we're making, any kind of change, right? We want to celebrate what we've accomplished, okay? And it can be big or small. We can just say like, woohoo, we did it, or acknowledge the fact that you actually made some kind of change, or that you're working through it in a positive way. You could even throw a party if you wanted to. It doesn't have to be small. It doesn't have to be big. It just has to be whatever works best for you. All right, next one is reframing for a positive outlook. So when life becomes stressful, it's really easy to focus on the negatives, and we kind of transfer those thoughts sometimes into negative self-talk, or we're just not thinking about it in a positive light. So when we do that, just want to try and reframe our challenges to help us focus on the good amidst the bad. So how do you reframe your mindset? And this could be like a whole other like presentation in itself. But to give you some high level points here, just practicing positive self-talk, using more optimistic language, like I can do it, or yes, that was hard. I'm not there yet, but I will do this to make it better, rather than like, oh, I'm so dumb, I didn't do that, or I'm bad because of this. We want to try and switch it into that positive mindset. It's also helpful to keep track of any positive thoughts or recollections in a journal. I'm sure you've heard of like affirmations or something like that, where we are purposefully trying to say something good about ourselves or good about a situation, that is an intentional thing rather than just like a thought that pops up into our brain. But keep track of those things. And then if you do have a positive thought that just randomly popped up, that means it's good and your practice has been paying off. But keep track of that. What are those positive thoughts that you had? Like, oh yeah, I am really good at relating to people. That's really great. Or yeah, that makes me really happy. Just like different things like that, rather than focusing on the bad. The next one is assessing your circle of control. So pinpoint when you're going through any kind of stressful situation or interaction, pinpoint what you can control, right, in that situation, and then shift your energy towards improving those areas. So think of some things that are within our control, right? Those are our thoughts, our words, our actions, our reactions, our choices, our attitude, our mood. Those are things that are within our control. Things that are out of our control are past decisions that we made. We can't remake those. That's already happened. Other people's actions, we can't influence what other people are going to do. We can't influence getting an illness. That just happens sometimes. We can't change the weather or control the weather. We can't control politics. We can't do all that stuff. So focusing on the things that we can control help us really relieve ourselves from that stress of the things that we can't, right? It's not anything that we need to put our brain attention to. And then finally, acknowledge and accept your thoughts, and then ask yourself the following questions, okay? Are my thoughts positive or negative? Are they realistic? And are they grounded in fact? Okay, so that kind of helps us reframe our thoughts a little bit too. That last one, are they grounded in fact? I know that one's a lot. Well, I heard this, or this is happening, or I'm upset or anxious about this, but is it truly happening? Is this an actual factual thing that I should be bringing my attention to right now, or is this just a feeling that's getting popped up and not necessarily needing my attention right now because it's not factual? Okay, next one, developing a growth mindset. So our goal here is just to gradually formulate a mindset that views stressful events as a challenge rather than a threat. Okay, a challenge and a threat, they're two different things. Challenges that can be good. Threats are like, ooh, I don't want to do that. And then adopting this view will prompt you to be more prepared and proactive rather than anxious and frustrated in the midst of a challenge. So how do we do that? How do we develop a growth mindset? So first thing that we can do is pursue new challenges so you can attempt the process and identify a better approach. And then experiencing struggles or failures will teach you valuable skills on how to overcome a variety of difficulties. Listen to criticism and learn from it. So get feedback from other people. What could we do better? And then rather than reacting negatively, use it as a source of motivation to help improve your actions. Search for opportunities of self-discovery. So after experiencing hardship, identify how you have grown personally and how you can apply these experiences to future situations. Okay, next one. That's a big one. Practicing healthy lifestyle behaviors. So, supporting your body with the correct tools will render in stronger and more and make you more resilient to stress as well. So, I won't go into each of these because we have our own health education topics on all of these pieces. But making sure that we're practicing healthy nutrition, we're getting enough physical activity, we get good quality sleep and enough of it. We utilize stress management techniques to help us get through stressful situations or be proactive about experiencing stressful situations. And then one thing that I did want to focus on a little bit more is trying to just like default ourselves to positive outlets. You know, when we're experiencing a stressful situation, convert our stress relief things that we do into positive things or a creative expression or physical activity. So we want to try and disconnect in ways that will help us rather than only provide a temporary fix, like using tobacco or alcohol or something like that. So there could be things like going for a walk or getting out in nature or practicing something creative like painting or drawing or crafting, or simply writing down your thoughts and writing down your experiences. So you can, if you want to, look back at it, share it with other people. Just trying to identify some positive outlets that you can practice for yourself. Next one we want to talk about is just establishing a strong support system. So fostering those deep and meaningful relationships can allow you to express yourself authentically and without judgment. Establishing connections like with like-minded people can increase feelings of security and support, which in turn just influence healthier coping mechanisms and the way that we experience different things. So really when it comes down to this, we want to make sure that we're identifying our needs of what we need in a support system, right? Am I somebody that needs to be in contact with somebody on a regular basis? Do I need family and friends? Do I need my family or do I need my friends or do I need a group of people? Like what is best for you? And that actually kind of goes back to a few slides ago where we talk about different values or different things like that. Next one is just make sure you reach out to your friends and family. Keep that strong support system near and dear to your heart. If you are bad like me with reaching out to friends and family, set reminders in your phone or set something that will help you stay in touch with them or prompt you to stay in touch with them, just so you can make sure that you are continuing to do that. There's a variety of support groups that are available as well, so you can join support groups or community groups, different things like that. Build new connections. This day and age, with a variety of technology opportunities, we can meet new people in different ways that are safe. So build new connections and meet new people, meet new friends, and just connect with other people that way. Also, making sure this one's kind of a shift from like the people, but communicating your own personal needs. Like, what do you need to feel supported, and making sure that your loved ones know what you need to make sure that you are feeling supported and loved. And then offer support in return. Not only does the person that you are supporting benefit, but you do too, because you get the feel good feelings from supporting somebody, just like they get good feelings from being supported. So offer it in return, and we're all gonna feel better in the process. Okay, here we go. Last quote. Life will never be without challenges. Once you recognize that you are in control, you can allow yourself to grow and flourish. So that's another Coach Callie quote. And she's got a lot of good ones. And we're talking about a lot about growth this year, right? So just take that one with you. And that is kind of just the wrap up of what resilience can be. Just allow yourself to grow and flourish. Okay, that's what I have from that part of the presentation. I just want to put it in a little bit of a plug here. Please join us and continue on this series with us. Next month, we're talking about muscle strengthening activities. Then in July, we're talking about time management techniques for a healthy life. And then in August, we're talking about processed foods and your health. So you were able to access this presentation today, so we can do it the same way you access it today. If not, give us a call or contact me and I can get you hooked up with the right information. Otherwise, please, if you're interested, join us for our regular occurring live events that happen every week. We've got Mindful Monday that happens on Mondays. We have, of course, Fitness in a Flash that happens every day of the week, and Food in a Flash on Wednesday afternoons. And they're all 5-minute or less little information tidbits, bursts of activity, anything that we need to help us kind of get ready for our day. So if you're interested in any of those services or anything else that we offer, please let me know. You can email me. My email is right down here at the bottom of the slide, and contact me for that. So at this point, I will open it up for any questions that you have. Feel free to unmute your microphone. You can ask it or you can throw it in the chat. Otherwise, you can email me, and I can put my email back up there too if you have any questions. Email me if you have any questions that you would like to follow up on a little bit later. If you don't have questions, thank you very much for joining, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.